All right, KMR, and you know it. We're back with some BRAP. I've got these really nice FD3S Rotors that are in right now through Mazda Tricks for a build. And I figured we'd talk about it a little bit and just explain what we got going on here. So these are 93 to 95 in the US. Can run as long as 99 spec, but basically all the same compression, same basic design. The late model FD3S rotors are a little better, so if you do buy a brand new set of rotors, those are a little lighter and a little better casting than the traditional 93 to 95, what you would have gotten in an OEM car. So these are actually the later model rotors. And you can see that they've had some nice work done to them. They've been side clearanced, they've been lightened. They were super low miles. Almost brand new bearings. These probably came out of one of the Mazda new motors and probably just got driven around a little and then taken back apart because now it's in for a full Bridgeport turbo setup. And to run high boost and high RPM, it is kind of nice to cut a little weight out of the face, allow the rotor more wiggle room at high boost and RPM. That's why you're cutting the side tips down. And then just a little other nice thing is sometimes the machine work is a little rough on either one or both rotors. And so just a little smooth out on that. We're really not trying to remove any actual material. I know in some cases for high horsepower drag motors in particular, we'll clearance the face down. So there's physically a drop in compression and more clearance room to the rotor housing. But in this case, we didn't need that, but we did want to remove some of the machining that Mazda had left. So removing definitely less than 1/1000th of an inch and just giving this slight face polish. Does some nice things right there. Obviously we're leaving them 2mm. I trust and love 2mm apex seals, so I never see a reason to upgrade to 3mm unless it's really some extreme reason. And they did go through Mazda Tricks balancing, and you can see there was a little bit of a weight spread, but with two rotor motors, this still is acceptable. And you have to remember that when we're doing high RPM balancing with a two rotor, you've got a front and rear rotor, a front and rear counterweight, and you're able to specifically balance the rotor to the counterweight and equalize the balance. So totally good for high RPM. This motor will spin to 10,000 RPM, have no issues. Probably run some exceptionally high boost because I think it's getting studded and should last a very long time with this nice service work done, because what can happen is if you get high RPM, high boost, and you do make contact with the tip of the rotor, it can pinch or break the side seals, corner seals, or even clean off part of an apex seal and can add tension. So not only are you damaging the rotor, you're breaking parts, and you're also adding wear. It looks like wear, but you're actually adding excessive wear and damage to the side plates. That's a lot of the time some of that excessive grooving that we see on side plates. Mazda factory rotors, in particular from the 90s, can have up to a 50-gram spread and still be within OEM tolerances. Now, I would truly prefer that we always have matched sets, but sometimes that's just not an option, and that's one of the great things about high-speed balancing, Mazda race balancing, and what Mazda Tricks does is they're using the Mazda factory algorithm, accounting for oil weight, accounting for the rotor's balance, and balancing to the counterweights. So you get a nice balanced rotating assembly that can achieve high RPM with no issues. It's the same process we do on the Formula Drift motors, the road race motors, time attack motors, GT motors. All of them go through basically a high-speed balance. All right, I think that's a wrap. That's just some beautiful rotors. We're going to go ahead and polish up those bearings, obviously clean them up, and we'll probably talk about this build sometime in the future. Thanks for watching. KMR.